Now, in December, Yolo Williams was tempted out to do a bit of what he likes to do best of all, bird watching. Mya-Rose Craig is one of the leading ornithologists in the country, young ornithologist for sure. She's seen more birds than Yolo and I put together, I think, to be quite honest with you. And her local patch is Sturt Marshes. It's a relatively new reserve down in Somerset, but there was something very, very special there that she wanted to show Yolo, so she tempted him down for a day.
Sturt Marshes in winter. A magical place that lies on the Somerset coast between the mouth of the River Parret and the Bristol Channel. Because of its position and tidal forces, it attracts some of our favourite species of birds.
Oh, Maya, what a place.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, what a fantastic place. God, look at those lapwing.
I love Sturt harshly because I came here when I was a kid and it was just a set of barren farmers' fields, and now it's this amazing reserve.
So all these lagoons we see here, these shallow lagoons, this has all been scraped out by man. It's not natural at all.
Absolutely. They weren't here 10 years ago. And as well as being fantastic for birds, it's also fantastic as a flood defence. So it's great for the wildlife around here and for the people who live in the villages.
Because Maya knows this place so well, she knows just the spots to go to find its wildlife highlights.
That's a good spot, Maya, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Lovely view. So this is the place you say to look out for birds of prey?
Yeah, there should be merlins, hen harriers, things like that hanging around out here.
Looks like a good place for them, doesn't it? With loads of vegetation, probably lots of mites and voles and small birds. You see some starlings flying around. Oh, see over there you've got the church tower.
Yeah.
Just have a look, just underneath the church tower, heading left to right.
Oh, yeah.
Male hen harrier. Really, really nice birds. And that one's obviously hunting and using the wind to go back and forth. What a cracking bird that is. Oh, I go right a little bit, just right a little bit. There's a ringtail, male and a female.
Oh, that's a really good view.
Do you know the Welsh name for them? Boda Tinwyn, which means white-bummed buzzard. A cool
That's
name,
a good
isn't it?
name, yeah.
I love that. You can see what brings the birds of prey in, can't you? There's so many birds here. It goes to show as well, if you get the habitat right, and you get the wildlife in, you get the variety of birds in, you get the birds of prey in, you've got the perfect balance then.
And the landscape starts building itself back once you give it that helping hand, you know?
And when you get the right habitats, you can also get some incredibly rare visitors seeking them out. These reed beds offer a bounty of seeds at this time of year, and they've drawn 3 majestic penduline tits to Maya's local marshes.
Can't say anything yet. They can be incredibly elusive, of course, can they?
I really like it when it's a bit of a challenge to track them down. You really have to search.
It is true, isn't it? The more effort you put in, the better the bird.
I think I have them.
Where are you?
If you look at this patch of bulrushes over here, do you see them?
Oh, I've got you. Yeah, I can see them now.
Tucked away.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Oh, Maya, well done you. That is absolutely brilliant. That's my first ever penduline tit in the UK. Of course, you'd expect them in the bulrushes, wouldn't you? They'll be ripping those heads apart, looking for seeds, I would imagine, now.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sturt has massive beds full of these reeds, which is why I think the penduline tits might have ended up here. It's just fantastic habitat for them.
And I reckon what's happened is that we've had some southerly winds, and that's probably brought them across. And surely, and with numbers expanding on the continent now, it's only a matter of time before they nest here.
I'm really hoping that they're going to stick out the winter and set up some of their nests in this amazing reed bed that we've got, because I think having the first penduline tit nest in the UK right near where I live would be the most exciting thing that could happen to me. I'm so glad we've seen them. I was so worried we weren't going to see any today.
I had faith in you, Maya. They don't call you the Birdgirl for nothing. What a bird. What a lovely bird. Now, I must admit, I'm not a twitcher, not at all, but it was lovely to turn up and see those birds there. So, Maya, I owe you one. I owe you a cake, I think, for that. Fantastic. So how rare are they? Well, actually, we get fewer than 10 records here in the UK every year. And if you can get a real good close-up view, they're rather beautiful things with a grey head and neck, that bandit black slash across the eye there, and that beautiful rusty orange back. They're actually parrotbills, close relatives of the tits, so not a true tit at all. And those birds hung around until around Christmas time and then disappeared. Where have they gone? Well, no one is quite sure. And also, you know, what are they doing over there in Sturt Marshes? Well, we spoke to Paul Stancliffe of the BTO, an old friend of the watches, of course, and he explained that post-breeding and once winter approaches, those birds over on the continent, they disperse, and they tend to disperse northwards. And he thinks these may well be pioneers. We had those warm winds pushing them up. They came across to the UK and ended up on Sturt Marshes there. Are they going to stay to breed anywhere next year? Well, we don't know. The experts believe that this will be one of the next new birds to nest here in the UK. Think of little egrets, think of great white egrets, cattle egrets. Well, they think that these won't belong. And I hope they do, not just because they're beautiful birds, but because they build the most fantastic nest as well. The name Penduline tit comes from these nests, and there they are. They haven't finished that one off yet. They're adding probably wool, soft plant material, spiders' webs in there, and it's suspended from a branch right at the end of a thin branch, and that's so that things like squirrels, stoats and weasels can't get at those eggs there. And that, it looked so warm in there, fantastic. So why Sturt Marshes? Well, they arrived there, they stayed there because it's ideal for them. They like these wetland areas, plenty of open water, but more importantly, you've got plenty of vegetation, reed beds, reed mace, rushes there, places for them to feed, places for them to hide in there. They're very elusive, difficult to see. So I wouldn't be surprised if one or two of the birds maybe are still there, have moved maybe to Avalon Marshes, which is not too far away. But remarkably, those weren't the only rare birds to turn up at Sturt Marshes last year. They also had a pair of black-winged stilts, the only breeding pair in the whole of the UK. And look at these birds. Look at those unfeasibly long legs, 23 centimetres, 60% of the bird's height. Legs a supermodel would be proud of. And they bred successfully. They reared 3 chicks, and here they are, look, already looking like the adults, those long legs, those long beaks, stunning. Now, where are they now? Well, they have gone as well. No one's quite sure again. They've probably gone back over to the continent, Southern Europe, maybe even Africa. So both of those birds, I would imagine, have gone back to Southern Europe now. But of course, as